Brian and Phil alongside Steve and me here as we guide you through the action for Leeds and Saints in the second half. 16 apiece, all to play for then in the next 40 minutes. They met 4 times last year, 2 wins apiece. Both won their home Super League matches. St Helens won a cup tie here, 22-18. And then, of course, you all remember that they lost at Old Trafford in the grand final. Saints kicking off knowing they'll go second overnight with a win here. And Lomax gets us underway. Deep hanging kick-off. Lee Smith is underneath it. Looks like the tissue's gone. Looks like the blood has been quelled from his nose. That's good news for him. And Peacock takes the first tackle of this second half. McShane will get the ball away to Ambler.
It's all about territory in the opening 10-15 minutes and trying to boss the forwards. Leeds quite happy, and I must say the youngster there, Paul McShane, has impressed me. That's a mistake there by Peacock.
Big
Very
error.
rare you get that.
Big error by Jamie Peacock. Flannery has swooped on it. So here comes St Helens in the shape of Paul Clough. Peacock involved in the tackling, trying to make amends for his error. Roby, and it's Emmett who will drive it forward. Jake Emmett, 21 years of age, 4th appearance for St Helens. He's been on loan at Ian Millwood's Lee, including he played last week against Keighley. This is Moore, who was away on loan, of course, the last 2 seasons, but is really establishing himself now back in the St Helens side. Fossard picks up the knees and gets going. Halted just a couple of metres away. This is Clough, back it comes to Price. Price will give it to Wellens, over the top to Dean. Early tries here for the Saints. Early points. It was touched in flight by the Leeds man, says Richard Silverwood. He just wants a word with his touch judge just to check. Will they hand it upstairs to Thierry Albert? Oh, a forward pass. Well, I thought that ball had been flicked by a Leeds hand that went forward.
Yeah, well, he's got to decide whether the ball was going forward before it hit the Leeds arm. That's okay. I think it's this one from Wellens. Yeah, they've got it spot on. Well done, touch. Look at the angle from Wellens, and you'll see that it is going forward, and it's Donald that knocks it back on course for Dean. Out. That is a great call from the officials, and well done, Richard Silverwood, to go to the touch judge.
Yes, so that's chalked off. It's as we were, and here come Leeds now in the shape of Greg Eastwood. Well, that's a let-off for Leeds Rhinos, a let-off for Jamie Peacock. It was his mistake, of course, that gifted Saints the possession. It's now, though, with the Rhinos. Kirk will play it to McShane. And Brian, we were talking just before the match, weren't we? What a great place to come and learn your trade under Danny Badiris, just as Roby and just as Scott Moore are doing under Kieran Cunningham at Saints.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate for Leeds that they've had Matt Diskin out injured, but what it has allowed is Paul McShane to get in there, have some game time. Danny Badiris likes playing the 80 minutes. It's not possible when you've got two hookers like himself and Matt Diskin at the club. However, with Paul McShane, they can get him on, give him 10 or 15 minutes either side at half-time and let Danny Badiris finish the game out. We saw the two of them warming up together. Great for him to learn off somebody as good as Danny Badiris.
And he is one of the Magnificent Seven who is here next season. He signed a new deal this week. And prior to him being withdrawn to get McShane on the field, Badiris playing his 40th Leeds appearance here tonight. He certainly won the duel with Michael Monaghan a week ago.
Yeah, it was interesting to see as well that, remember, McShane came on and really played well against Warrington. But in the latter part of that game, when they took the lead, he brought Badiris back just to steady the ship, and boy, he did a good job. That's good work from Kirk.
It is charged down. Peacock has got onto it. Leeds have the ball back, down to Bill. News of Kyle Eastman.
And it's not good news for Saints. It doesn't look that way anyway. Kyle Eastman came out at the start of the second half. They immediately put him through his paces on the sidelines just down in front of us, and he turned and trudged back towards the bench. A shake of the head from the medical team as well. I reckon they've ruled him out for the rest of this second half, and he is bitterly disappointed by that, as are Saints. And they've got another problem because Andrew Dixon is crocked as well. He's got a bang in the ribs.
Well, they have their problems, St Helens, and they have more here in defence, because here come Leeds with Sinfield. He finds Ambler. He tries to just push away the attention of Matty Ashurst. McShane! That's the turnover. He went for the power play, did young Paul McShane.
Not a bad option, though. He's a youngster with a great temperament. Doesn't have to be told what to do, he knows what to do.
So St Helens trying to work the ball away now from their own line. Jake Emmett again.
Well, part of the reason why St Helens are in this predicament, Eddie, is because they can't get any quality to their kicks. Kirk did a great job charging down the last one from Price, but a lot of the problems from the first half stem from the fact when they finished the sets, there were poor endings to them. In fact, at times they panicked in attack when Scott Moore ran through. They haven't really had the control that Sinfield's provided for his game.
And Gidley is halted on the 40-metre mark, so the kick will have to be good this time. It's with Moore, and that flicked off Kirk again. And that's a horrible bounce, but Jamie Jones-Buchanan comes to the rescue for Leeds.
And again, great work, as you mentioned, Ian Kirk, stopping that ball's momentum. That was on its way well downfield. And it just showed you, remember, I made the comment that neither side was applying the pressure to the kicker. And on 2 occasions, Kirk's just come up trumps for Leeds.
Jones-Buchanan again will play the ball here to McShane. He'll find Peacock. Peacock tackled low by Paul Clough. McShane once again.
Ooh, little
Sinfield. And a fumble, and Saints have it back. Here goes Paul Clough again. Just a bit untidy, that movement, wasn't it, from Leeds, from the moment the ball was played to McShane. He didn't seem to have control of it.
Well, it bobbled it around, and really Eastwood really should have just held on to it. But the defence in the second half from the Rhinos have been pretty solid.
Roby taking on Ambler, taking on Sinfield. Down he goes, tackle number 2. They're only just over halfway. Scott Moore. Here's Emmett again. Roby will come down the short side with Flannery. Flannery's on a hat-trick, remember. Good tackle low down by Sinfield, helped out by Brett Delaney. Roby finds Price. Price to Moore, movement here. Oh, Wellens! The pass was on its way before Wellens took it in.
A golden opportunity as well, because the fullback realised that Danny Maguire had come out of the line on an angle. If he'd have committed himself to it,
You won't see that many times.
You can see there, Maguire had just taken a little bit step forward.
That was on for sure. It's unusual to see Paul Wellens put down, but they're shaping up nicely on that right-hand side.
You'd have to say, though, for Saints now, Eddie, this is 2 try-scoring chances, both, I suppose, with Wellens involved, and they haven't converted either. One with a forward pass, another one. I know it is a farther distance from the try line, but a great opportunity to get on the outside and show the speed.
This is Ryan Hall. The thigh was heavily strapped against Warrington last week, and he's hardly trained, apparently, in the interim, but fit enough to continue on the wing here for Leeds tonight. This is Kirk now. And McShane waits once again. Had a lone spell at Hull, of course, and back here at Headingley. That's good defence on Lee Smith by Adi Gardner. Saw the pass was coming, flew out of the line. Sinfield to Delaney. He can't get past Flannery. That's the last one for Leeds. Sinfield with the kick. He'll hoist it this time. Crossfield kick. It's a spiralling kick as well. Lomax is under it. Oh, Sinfield nearly pinched it, but Lomax didn't he do well?
Great take.
Not only took the ball, but valuable meters forward as well.
I think in time, Eddie, Jonathan Lomax is going to end up either a standoff or a full-back for Leeds. He won't have any difficulty really dealing with the high kicks there. He's just filling in on the wing for the time being as he learns his job in life. A rugby league player of some quality.
He is indeed. He must have heard Senior coming. He must have seen him just go across his line of vision as the ball came into his arms. But he dealt with it brilliantly. This is Price. He gets it away. And it somehow sticks with Matty Ashurst.
Big moment now for Leon Price. He's got to start taking control. He's done that now. It's a high kick.
Up it goes again. It's almost an old-fashioned up and under that. Wellens is under it, dumps it over the top to Hargreaves. Lomax wants it wide. Oh, Hargreaves takes it on himself.
He should have passed.
Well, Lomax
was
had
screaming
all
for it.
The pitch in front of him there.
He should have just trusted himself. I know it's a big... Just fling it. Just fling the ball.
Nothing to lose. He went for glory.
It's that left to right shift again, isn't it, Phil? Everyone can do it right to left, it seems, but left to right, difficult.
We're presuming that Bryn Hargreaves is a right-handed person, and using the left hand to make that pass, they just didn't quite fancy it. Look, this game's going to go end-to-end here.
Here's Smith, this is McGuire.
He was forward.
Pass. It was a wonderful ankle tap by Matty Ashurst. Anyway, he didn't know that. But the pass was forward from Lee Smith.
He knows it. Watch him grab the referee afterwards.
Good positioning by Richard Silverwood as well.
Eddie, that's why St Helens are difficult to beat, though, in any tournament, because Matty Ashurst, the speed they've got to recover, that's a back rower chasing one of the fastest players Leeds have got. I've said to beat St Helens in good weather, you need speed and skill, because they've got it in abundance.
He might have done him a bit of damage as well, that ankle tap, because Maguire immediately is holding it, and Lee Smith says, OK, referee, you got it right.
I'm just looking at Leon Price's body language, Eddie. It's almost a look of disinterest here today. Now, he might shock us in a minute or two and do something amazing and go on and score. But at the moment, his involvement...
I think he's got that style, though, Phil. I think he's got that laid-back sort of style to his play. I don't know if it suits him. I know what you mean, suits him bossing the team around, but he has a laid-back style, and he has been pointing in this half and doing as much directing as he can.
Yeah, he's calling the shots, he's pointing, putting players in positions that he wants them, but not seen. Here he is again, behind the play here. You can see him, he's just out of the camera shot, but we can see him from up here. He's just talking and shouting and telling people, and here he is with hand on ball this time. Gets it away to, oh, brilliant pass from Moore to Dean, but good defence. Penalty though for offside. Penalty against Leeds, offside on their own line.
We're getting back to Leon Price. Someone out there has to take control, and it's the experience that he has, along with this fella that's going to tap it, James Roby. They're the two that can turn this game around for Saints.
So a chance here for St Helens. Roby gives it to Graham, he gives it to Moore. This is Price. There's the quality. There's the quality from Leon Price. He has a language style. He approaches the game in such a laid-back fashion, but when the chips are down, he is there, and he's the right place at the right time, and he's over for the try, Leon Price. Just the only absence this year was the home game with Leeds. That's his 70th try for Saints, by the way.
Super stuff, but give a lot of credit to the prop James Graham. Used him as a dummy, really, and he just offloaded very neatly to Scott Moore, and that is quality. We said before the game kicked off that Leon Price will be looking to get one over Danny Maguire. Maguire has played exceptionally well, but this man has taken upon his shoulders. He realised that without Kyle Eastman pulling the shot, someone had to stand up there. Maguire is trying his damnedest.
He was left isolated a little there, Steve-O, Danny Maguire. On that try, I think Danny Maguire needed a call from Ryan Holt. Get in there, take Leon Price, I've got you outside cover. Danny Maguire was caught in two minds, didn't know whether to go in and hit Leon Price or move out on the next man. Call should have come from Ryan Hall.
Well, now Lomax with the opportunity to add the extras and just nudge St Helens in front of it further. Won't be rushed. And that's the reason why he won't be rushed. He's added the extra two. And St Helens in the lead by 22 points to 16. But Leon Price.
Super stuff, but it's the ability, you know, with James Graham. He stands there, the defence says, is he going to just swivel and go on his own? That's what it means to the Saint fans that's come over the Pennines. Is he happy? Yep, so's he.
Yes, and he scored a try in Saints' last Super League win here in 2008. Is that a little omen? Deep kickoff, brilliant kickoff. Well fielded by Matt Gidley behind his own line. Straight down to Bill. Badiris is back, I see.
Leeds do have one or two problems of their own. Remember Eastwood and Dixon on the Eastmond and Dixon on the sidelines for Saints, and not looking likely to come back. whereas Greg Eastwood seems to have picked up a bang for Leeds Rhinos. There he is involved in the tackle at the moment. Had a bit of treatment during that conversion from Lomax. Was apparently a bit of a doubt going into this game, so whether it's something to do with that, we'll wait and see. And Danny Maguire still hasn't fully shaken off that knock to the ankle he got a few moments ago, so there's some bumps and bruises out there.
Yes, there is. It's a tough old game, and that's another great ball from Leon Price to find Scott Moore.
Oh,
but
he's
Price
injured.
Has gone down.
He went down awkward. I think he caught a stray boot.
Roby dabs the ball down towards the goal line. Ryan Hall picks it up. The referee has
Touch judge is on.
blown the whistle because the touch judge has come on, Steve. You're right.
Was there a knee in his back?
He's twisted around. It was Badiris that lifts the leg. Lifts the leg and he's offloaded. But to be fair to Badiris, he doesn't know that he's offloaded. And he just twists the knee, I feel.
There's nothing. I don't know if there's anything in that, like anything illegal. I want to know what the touch judge is on for.
Well, he's calling. I've just heard the referee calling Ryan Bailey towards him. So something's gone on with Ryan Bailey.
Okay, don't need it.
And it's a penalty for St Helens. And it's for... Well, that sign means that a man's been taken out off the ball by Bailey. Spotted by the touch judge.
Yeah. He certainly goes into Roby after he's put the kick through. And not surprisingly, Mick Potter has said we'll go for the 2, but it's a big problem for Leon Price. There's nothing untoward with the tackle by Danny Badiris. He didn't realise that Price had offloaded. And in fact, and this is the issue here, and that's silly play.
Well, isn't that a late challenge on the kicker? Shouldn't that be a yellow
Sin bin?
card?
I think it should, yes, Eddie.
This is bad news for St Helens.
It's a massive blow. They've lost Eastman and now they've lost Price. No wonder he looks concerned, Mick Potter, the St Helens coach.
Well, this will give him a little bit of breathing space if he can add the extra 2.
Mick Potter, who of course is leaving the club at the end of the year, his 2 years in attendance at Nosey Road over. Didn't win anything last year, desperate to go away with silverware this year. And Lomax, who does take his time. The crowd are on his back, but doesn't worry this young man. What a cool head on young shoulders. Strokes the ball over the top of the bar. Saints have an 8-point cushion.
And it could be vital late in the game, especially with the fact that they've already lost St Helens, Leon Price now, Kyle Eastman before that. And that's even more responsibility. And Mick Potter will get that message out. James Roby, you are the man. You are now going to take control of what happens for the rest of this game.
You know, that was an attempt at a quick restart by Sinfield, not an immediate one, but Hargreaves and Wellens had only just got back into position. He was a little unlucky there, Sinfield, that he didn't get the bounce of the ball to go over they tried that. Sinfield's brain is ticking all the time, looking at what their possibilities are.
Yes, he's a thinker. Bill, any more news?
Well, interestingly, Kyle Eastman, who it seemed to have been ruled out for this second half, has just been told to come out and give it another try on the sidelines, because they need to get, if Leon Price can't go back on after this injury, which we're still trying to get to the bottom of, they're going to have to try and get Eastman out there, because Dixon doesn't look as though he can go back on. Eastman is just having a jog up and down the sidelines at the moment. He did that at the start of the second half and it didn't look too promising. But as I say, Leon Price back in the dressing room having treatment.
So major problems for St Helens, but they lead by 24 points to 16. But there's still a long way of this match to go.
Well, they've just made possibly the best kick of the match so far. Scott Moore put the ball between the winger and the fullback. It bounced 3 times before Rhino's player could pick it up, and it helped them gain 50 metres of valuable land.
Gardner was quickly on to Ablett then when he picked up that pass. Sinfield, they come down the short side with Lee Smith. Gardner again involved in the tackle. The wingers working hard. They will have to work hard because they're 2 main strike threats, Eastman and Price, off the field. Peacock, meanwhile, great offload to Badiris. Here is Delaney. Badiris, they go left. And Maguire with a chip towards the corner. And it will hang in the in goal, and Wellens will run the ball back, but only as far as Senior and Kirk.
Not a bad option either. They kicked over to that corner because Johnny Lomax was a little bit slow to get himself into that position. It was on the last, just lost his bearing slightly. Looks like there's a problem for Bailey as well. Is it knock on the knee? He comes away limping.
Graham again, up the middle he goes, where all the hard yards are won.
And this is what Mick Potter will want from James Graham as well. Just solid hard work.
Great run from Roby.
But he's a key fella, he's a key player, and this fella too.
Here's Scott Moore, and the kick is good, but it will probably just skip dead in goal. It does.
There's interesting dynamics at work here, Eddie. There's two very different mindsets in these teams. St. Helens are bust up. They're missing their two ball players. We're Leeds to know that at the start. They'd have taken that. No Kyle Eastman, no Leon Price against you. Leeds have got to step up now and grind out a win here against this St. Helens team. St. Helens, they got to hang in tough.
Ablett goes down, first tackle. Badiris, Bailey gets away from one, but there's three reinforcements there to bring him down.
Leeds have got to start looking for somebody back on the inside. They're doing a one out. That's a great, oh, just got to it.
It's unfortunate that Peacock's pass was brilliant, and Maguire, I think they just got a hand on him here, Saints defender. Just pull the arm back, forces the knock on.
Nice offload though, wasn't it? Just could not get to it.
Well, they're trying everything they know, both sides.
They're just trying to make the point that, you know, Leeds are not utilising dummy runners, and they need someone to say, come back on the inside at the in and around the play the ball area. What a great offload there.
Fantastic that from Gidley. He finds Wellens. Roby, quick play the ball from St. Helens. Senior snares him.
So important, runs from that, quick play the ball, dummy half, get himself a good position. When it comes to the kick, they know they can apply the pressure.
Oh, the pass was awful. Delaney swoops on the mistake. Down to Bill quickly.
It's not just one-way traffic in the casualty department, Eddie, because Greg Eastwood, as suggested a short time ago, has had to leave the field. Another forward pass there, and Eastwood with a leg injury, and he has been a big influence on this Leeds side in recent weeks.
That was shocking.
It looked forward from up here, it looked forward from downstairs.
It was forward.
Well,
and
tell the South Stand that.
Well, Danny Badiris knows it, and that's the main thing. He was very, very lax there. A man of so much experience. Just when they do that lazy pass on that flat pass with a forward coming through, you've got to make sure that it's right.
Christine tackled by Kevin Sinfield. Roby. And now this is Roby. I was going to say it's Clough because he went very close to just passing the ball to Clough, who is now in at dummy half. He finds Hargreaves. Hargreaves goes down. That's the second tackle. St. Helens inching ever closer to that Leeds line with James Graham. Good ball to Emmett. Emmett, though, halted by three tacklers. Ablett's one of them. Roby again. Here's Scott Moore. And Scott Moore back to Flannery. Flannery then to Wellens. Stopped dead in his tracks by that particular tackle from Keith Senior.
Great defence. No one was sucked out of the line.
Moore, it's on the last for Moore, and he couldn't get the ball away.
Mick Potter will be furious. Absolutely furious that they've been caught in possession.
Offside against St. Helens. They didn't retreat the 10.
And that he's every right to be furious, Mick Potter. He knows that they've given away another 30, 40 metres, mainly due to the fact that they didn't get themselves sorted out. It was an absolute debacle in and around the play of the ball area.
Leeds have got to speed this game up. They need to speed up this game and see if St. Helens tired. See if St. Helens have got no more interchanges. Nobody else to bring in and freshen this team up.
Steve-O using the full range of the dictionary tonight.
Well, he looked furious, didn't he, Mick Potter? And he'd have every right to feel that way. Look, you get to a point, you've got to start controlling the game.
Sinfield pops it up to Ablett. Little stuttering run in front of the St. Helens defenders. They're working hard, both sides, to prize a victory out of this tonight.
And you got to understand that Saints, late in the game, you know, they'll tire. Mick Potter doesn't have any more reserves to pull out.
Badiris finds Maguire. Maguire. Oh, Bailey! Bailey has got Maguire. They're in, Leeds. Second try for Danny Maguire. Bailey did well then, because the Saints man threw out to the line and went for the interception. He held on, and then he heard the call from Maguire. And Maguire is inching towards that record of 200 career tries. That's the second one tonight. He's 2 away.
Came right out of the line. It was Scott Moore, I feel. And Bailey couldn't believe it. Bang! Hang on, he came out, there's no one there. He had the common sense back on the inside. Maguire is always on hand. And let's have a look at the face of the Saints coach, Big Potter now. 70 metres downfield. Silly, silly play. And now they have suffered the consequences. Leeds have scored a try, and surely Sinfield from this angle will make it only 2 points the difference between the two sides.
Sinfield doesn't miss those. 22-24 to Saints, who will crack in the last quarter.
Scott Moore will be very disappointed with his effort in that. I don't even think he went for the intercept. I think it was just a lazy tackle. Ryan Bailey rode it well and found Danny Maguire on the inside. Scott Moore's a better defender than he showed there.
Well, Ryan Bailey picked up the ball, and he didn't back himself. He gave it to Maguire. Had Ryan Bailey gone over the line, it would have been his first try in 3 years.
And full credit to the big fella. He knew that he had Maguire back on the inside. It's game on. Boy, it's a thriller.
It is 2 points the difference. Lee Smith's underneath the kickoff. Here's Peacock.
High shot. It's not Graham. I think you'll find it's Bryn Hargreaves, is it?
I think it was Jake Emmett in.
Emmett, is it? Yeah. Just a lack of control. Goes right over the shoulder. Peacock's head goes back.
And here goes Peacock again. He might have just been clattered upstairs, but he takes the battle forward. Leeds suddenly have the sniff of something here. This is Jones Buchanan.
And now they've started that inside passing. They're trying to make sure first and second markers from Saints are working overtime. It's the best way to do it.
Senior goes down in the tackle. Badiris is there, and he gives it to Jones Buchanan. Back it comes then to Sinfield. Lee Smith. Ablett. Ablett went away from Roby. Important tackle that was by Emmett. Badiris. Maguire. Short ball. Bailey again! 3 years and counting, but he gets the ball away to Maguire. Was Senior taken out off the ball. Ryan Hall in the corner. The referee's not given it yet. There's all sorts to look at here. Ryan Hall thinks he scored.
I would have said, if anything, there might have been a forward pass, but I obviously can't look for that in the video referee.
Well, is it right, Shamosla, wasn't it? Bailey looked for all the world to be going over. And he thought, this is my glory day, and then he just pops it up. Or does it, he does, he pops it back. That's fine.
Oh, it's fine, yeah.
Now then, did he touch it? That's a big question. Has Maguire touched that football, and is it going forward? That's what Thierry Alibert, the video referee, is to look for. He doesn't touch it there, but does he touch it here? Oh, this is a crucial decision. Talk about putting a video referee under pressure. I don't think he touches it there. That's fine.
Great work from Ryan Bailey.
Oh, has he touched it? It's hard to tell.
Can you see? I can't see a touch there.
That's the offload. That's fine. That's going backwards. Looks from a different angle. He doesn't touch it there, but does he touch it?
Oof.
I think he might. I think he might just have stroked the ball. Caressed it, in fact.
He's got every word today. Debacle, caress, we've got the lot.
The angle from behind, I think, might be the best one, but not this one.
I would not like to be in the shoes of Thierry Alibert. This is the instant. I think he
Well, I don't think he's touched it, Eddie.
No.
There's no evidence to say that he has touched it. You have to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking side.
I'm with you. Yeah, and so is Albert.
Well, they're looking at the touchdown, which seems to indicate this is going to be given. And Ryan Hall looks like he has nudged the Leeds Rhinos ahead again. And indeed he has. It was a big decision, that. But I think you're right, Phil. There's no evidence really to say that Maguire did get a touch on it. It didn't seem to deviate in flight, did it? Ryan Hall then. 18 tries in all this year before that. That's 19. He's the top try scorer for Leeds.
He did well though, did the big fella. He knew he was under pressure. He thought he was going to score, so he offloaded. It was a great flick. And according to the video referee, Maguire did not pick up the ball. But one man did, and that name was Danny Badiris. And Badiris gets the ball out wide as quickly as possible to Ryan Hall, who has the power to squeeze over. Under the pressure of Bryn Hargreaves. They're laughing now.
Yeah, Hargreaves did all he knew to try and stop that. Little nod of the head from Brian McLennan. Now then, Sinfield. How about this for a kick? How about this for a kick? 28-24, the game swung Leeds' way. And the boot of Kevin Sinfield. Well, I don't know whether they've got it insured at Leeds. They should. He's priceless with the boot.
Certainly is, and you've got to give credit to the man because he's so cool under pressure. So wonderful the way, but you've got to say that Mick Potter will be furious at Saints not utilising the kick into the corner. Remember, they were caught in possession on the very last tackle. Then they gave away a silly penalty. The result, they are behind.
And here's Bailey. Been instrumental in a little bit for Leeds just lately. Now Chris Clarkson again. Badiris. Jones Buchanan. Be a significant win this for Leeds if they hang on.
Certainly would, Eddie. And the most important factor is that they won't be messing around getting caught on the last tackle, as we've just witnessed. It'll be kick and chase, and they've got a good chase there.
Tremendous chase, led by Clarkson. Ablett was there as well. And the St Helens players, the forwards, noticeably, are walking.
Which is not surprising. They've had to get through a lot of work, but there's a bit of a problem for Leeds. Jamie Jones Buchanan is not 100%. He's had a little bit of treatment in back play. He's way out there on that left wing.
When we all go home, Eddie, we all talk about the try scored and the glamour players, but it's the big men in the middle of the field who make the meters, like Jake Emmets and things like that, that will determine whether Saints can get forward enough in this game. They've shifted it wide because there's no way through Leeds' defence in the middle of the field, and then the pass has gone behind the man and knocked forward, and Leeds again here now could come off with a killer blow from the scrum.
Well, he was so instrumental, wasn't he, early in this game, Scott Moore? And yet, over the past 5 minutes, it has not been the best display for him. He got caught in possession on the last way downfield. It wasn't the best pass to Flannery, he knows that.
This is Delaney for Leeds. Coming up to 10 minutes remaining, and Leeds just ahead and looking to try and put this game to bed if they possibly can.
Well, remember, they closed it down when they took a lead against Warrington last week.
This is Sinfield again. He looks for the runners. It's Maguire. They go wide to Ryan Hall, and all they do is find the first row of the stand in the paddock.
And I think you'll find that Ryan Hall thought he was with a really good chance because Lomax was just drifting back. Brian McLennan knows it too.
This is tough times for a player in a St Helens team. What do you do? You got Nick Fozzer's trying to come on the field here. He might give you a bit of a lift. Otherwise, they're going to have to try and win in this last 10 minutes with the tired bodies they have on the field and missing their two main half-backs. Tough times for St Helens, but they are a great side.
They are. Saints can do a Saints on anyone.
They've got to keep an eye on that man, James Roby. He's got to be the key.
Scott Moore, hefty challenge on him. Fossard. We've got news on Price coming in.
It's a back injury that Leon Price suffered when he was taken down, and no sign of him being able to come back on either. And he's in a lot of pain in the Saints dressing room at the moment. But you know, whenever James Graham is out there urging his troops on, Saints have got a chance.
That's a high kick, and Donald has fluffed it. Is it 6 to go? No, it's still the last, says the referee. Gardner then gives it to Emmett, and Emmett will bowl it wide and finds Gidley, and Gidley finds a bit of space behind Sinfield with the kick. Sinfield then finds Ryan Hall. Anyone can score a 90-metre try. It's this fella, but not on this occasion.
Tremendous attack from Saints, nice kick through, but the ever reliable captain, Kevin Sinfield, gets him out of it. And how cool was it? He just took the possession and said, come on. Anybody there? Yeah, his name is Ryan Hall. Super stuff.
Peacock now.
He'll just calm it down, don't worry.
Time's against the Saints. 8 minutes to go. Here's Sinfield. Bailey. Now got the head bandage from something that happened earlier on. Sinfield just drifts the kick into touch, eats up the clock. Nick Potter just slightly concerned. Is there any time for his men to score the vital try?
Well, with a kick downfield, it's good thinking by Kevin Sinfield, but perhaps this is the time that Mick Potter gets the message out. Lomax has got the speed, so has A.D. Gardner, but will they kick? There's still a fair bit to go in this game, but will they take the option? Will Wellens boot it downfield? There's no fullback there. Will they take that option?
All I think they're looking for, Eddie, is one quick play of the ball. If somebody can get through a half tackle and play it quickly, Roby and the rest of them will explode and take off. That's how they scored the tries in the first half, if you remember. Graham's trying his best, but at the moment, it's really good control by Leeds. If you think then, two men had Graham, and they controlled the speed with which he was able to get back up. This time there's 3 men in there. And whilst ever you starve St Helens of that quick play of the ball, you really have control of the match.
This is Scott Moore. That's the 4th tackle gone. Saints aren't up to halfway yet. Roby's there, though. Well, that's a kick that goes straight into the arms of Ryan Hall.
That's a team that are missing their direction. That kick, with all due respect to James Roby, is evidence of a team that are missing their direction. They're trying their hearts out. They're giving their very, very best. They're just lacking that bit of direction.
Leeds in possession then. Senior grounded on the 40-metre line. Badiris, good run. He's got Peacock with him. The ball didn't come. Peacock looked a bit furious, but Badiris is still going on. Sinfield. Peacock this time. Last tackle for Leeds now.
This will get some height.
Sinfield will give it to Maguire. It'll go wide to Senior. Senior puts the kick in. Wellens to the rescue for St Helens.
Well, I'm glad they eventually got boot to ball. That's all they needed to do was just keep them way down, and that's what they've done. You know, Brian McLennan will be very, very pleased with the way that this Leeds defence has been pretty solid in the second half.
Try from Leon Price, 2 kicks from Lomax, second half for Saints, 2 tries for Leeds, Maguire and Hall, both improved by Sinfield. That's why we've got 28-24 on the scoreboard, with just over 5 minutes remaining. Flannery and Clough, they're hounding the St Helens players to the ground.
And they're looking very tired of the Saints outfit now. This is a kick and chase job.
And the chase is a bit laboured. Lee Smith picks it up. Scott Moore, he got the kick in and he got the tackle in. He's got hurt though in the process of that. This is Scott Donald.
They got to keep him down here. If they want to give themselves a chance, restrict Leeds' yards now.
That's what they're trying to do. Lee Smith goes down, tackle number 3. Sinfield. It's a 40-20 attempt, this. It depends on the bounce. Wasn't kind to him.
It doesn't matter, Eddie. They went early. That's only on the third tackle. But look at the blue shirts getting towards him. Wonderful. He's had a sensational game as Kevin Sinfield. He has directed things out there. The kicking game's superb.
And Kevin Sinfield picked up the Harry Sunderland Award as man of the match in last year's grand final, of course, against St Helens. Here goes Gardner again. Saints need inspiration from somewhere in the next 4 minutes or so. And James Graham is the man who seems to be barking the instructions right now. There's Scott Moore with another kick, which finds the ground. Scott Donald picks it up.
And it just shows you how tired Saints are. Normally when a kick comes back like that, you'd have 4 to 5 Saints players streaming down on it. They're just out on their feet, and I think Leeds realised that. And that was the reason why Sinfield went for an early kick. Just keeps turning him around. Don't be surprised if they go early again.
Peacock goes down. That's the third. Sinfield's close to the action, but they go the other way. This is Ambler. Ambler gets Leeds over halfway on tackle number 4. Vidiris. They go left again with Jones Buchanan. Gets the pass away, and Lomax has it. Penalty, though. Penalty to Leeds for a man being tackled off the ball is the sign from the referee.
Well, surely that was forward. It was going forward, and I mean, I know the incident came after, but to my way of thinking, the Jamie Jones Buchanan pass was going forward, even though Brian McLennan not happy with it. And again, you know, coaches, when it gets to such a tense moment, Brian, this is where the kick and chase has to be utilised.
Well, it is, and Kevin Sinfield's going to take the 2 here, and this is a tipping his hat in an indirect way to this St Helens side. They've shown, I mean, they're 4 points behind on the scoreboard, but they've showed immense heart and courage today. All right, they haven't taken the right options. We see the penalty from Matt Gidley conceding. All right, they haven't taken the right options at the last tackle especially, but look at the players they're missing. Look at the players they've lost in the game today, and they're 4 points behind a great outfit like Leeds at Headingley. It's a tremendously gutsy performance from this St Helens side, even though I think they'll probably go home as losing team today.
Well, if this kick from Sinfield does sail over, it's a 6-point ball game, so if Saints score a converted try, it's a draw and nothing else. Now then, in or out, Brian? Come on, you're good at this.
I'll back him in.
Yeah, you'd win money. You wouldn't.
I would if you were the bookie. paid out already.
I paid out with 10 metres to go.
No, he's. I'd say that just shows you what Leeds are thinking here. That this St Helens side is dangerous, but they're a tired team. They have nobody to bring off the bench.
Short for the short one, yeah.
And Leeds have got it back.
That's what you run the risk with a short kick-off. That's the result sometimes.
Well, what was the other option, Brian, with 2 minutes to go?
Well, I know. This is the. You hear clamours for this short kick-off and short kick-off all the time. It's a very, very low percentage play.
Vidiris, Ablett.
Danny Maguire is screaming for it. He's on that second phase. Sinfield will get it, then Maguire.
Here is Maguire. The pass on the bounce finds Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall is halted. They've got 90 seconds remaining, and Leeds on the cusp of a very important win as Peacock goes for the line. Forward pass. Referee has said forward pass. James Graham is waving his players to get to this scrum.
But why on earth do they want to? Why did Peacock? They're 4 points in front. They're camped against the Saints line, and Peacock has given Saints a last gasp. Surely this has got to be a kick and chase straight from the scrum.
Well, Roby takes the tackle. There are people heading for the exits. I can't believe it with a 4-point ball game in the last minute. Maybe the traffic around Headingley is not so good. Graham is urging his men forward here. And he's got the ball in his hands. Oh, the pass wasn't good. And Dean, I think, has come up with... No, he's not come up with a knock-on. Scott Moore now.
Good work from the touch judge, because he could see that Dean would turn round, and it is a backward movement.
Here's Gidley. Is there one last throw of the dice? Gidley!
Just didn't have the legs. Through the dummy, got through the break. Danny Maguire, he's had a great game. That's going to be a penalty, surely. Maguire was interfering in the play of the ball.
Here's Roby, here's Clough. Dean is outside him. Dean gets the ball away to Gardner. They're on the last, remember, Saints. And Leeds spring the trap, and Leeds win the match.
They had to go for broke. That should have been a penalty.
Well, they had to go, as Steve O'Reilly says, they had to go for broke with that last play. The South Stand celebrate what could be a significant win. Brian McLennan said they're going to go through the gears in July if they possibly can. Well, they've got going in the most positive of styles with a victory here against St Helens. 28-24, the Rhinos win.
Look at this. He's supposed to get away from the area. That should have been a penalty to Saints. They should have been kicking to the corner and have about 1 metre to charge over. They are very fortunate to get away with that. Richard Silverwood, the referee, extremely lenient.
Well, 9 wins in the last 10 League and Cup games for the Rhinos. 3 defeats in 4 away games now for St Helens. Leeds, on nights like this, with great conditions for fast and free-flowing rugby league, they seem to come to the party, don't they? And they're into the top 4 now, Leeds, and that is ominous for the pretenders to their crown. They won well last week against Warrington, and they have won well and gutsily here against St Helens. Danny Maguire's the man of the match. He's talking to Bill.
Danny, congratulations. Champagne. Well, not exactly a champagne performance, because it wasn't that sort of game, was it? That was a real dig.
Yeah, it was a tough game, really. You know, we found it tough at times. We made hard work of it. I thought Saints, played really well to save the injuries they've got on the personnel they lost tonight as well. So, they can take a lot of positives out of that. All we can really take is the win and the 2 points that keeps us pushing towards that top 4 spot that we're aiming for. We're a lot of improvement in us, and we need to be in these next few weeks.
I think that seems to be the mood in the camp, isn't it? Your coach saying you're only playing at 65%. Is that what the team feeling is?
It's a feeling out on the pitch as well, to be honest with you. Sometimes we're just doing what we have to, not pushing that a little bit harder, and you can't do that against these good teams, and it'll catch up with us in the playoffs. So all the boys are hard workers in our team, and we'll put it right over these next few weeks, and I'm sure we'll be fighting for the back end of the season.
Well, you've got the champagne, you've got another £100 for the charity of your choice, and we all know what that is now.
Yeah, it's Leeds main cap who I support quite a bit, and thanks to Greg last week for giving the £100, and they thoroughly deserve it, so thanks.
Thanks, Danny, well done. Let's bring another Danny in, Danny Badiris. And as he's just said, I mean, even against a side that was missing some big guns and then lost big guns during the game, you were still looking over your shoulder, weren't you?
Oh, definitely. They're they're St Helens, and got everyone in our club at Leeds got so much respect for them, and they're never dead. And obviously both sides, without some personnel today, we were missing some big guns as well. But as you saw, the quality game in the end, and had a close one.
Danny, ahead of this game, you're one of a number of players who decided you're going to pledge your future to this club. In your case, what made you make that choice?
It just felt right. I've had 15 years back at a club in Newcastle in Australia, and my heart was there for a long time, and finally feel like a Rhino now. It's settled, and another couple of years here will be great.
Well done tonight. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you. Thanks, Ross.
Let's bring in Saints skipper Paul Wellens, and I mean, people will have a great deal of sympathy for Saints tonight. To lose Leon and Carl Eastman as well in the course of that game, it really threw you off track, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we still had our opportunities at the beginning of the second half, and myself included, guilty of bombing a couple, and that probably was the difference in the end. We had managed to score then. It could have been a different game, but you're right in what you say. Losing Leon and Carl does cause a bit of disruption. Moves Scotty Moore, and Robes have to play a few positions, but that's the way it's been for us throughout the course of the season. So we'll just keep going on with it.
You're still hanging in there. I mean, you're still breathing down the necks of the top 2.
Well, I think that's the pleasing thing. Despite all the disruption we've had and the amount of injuries, you know, we're still being competitive. So, you know, that's credit to the boys digging deep and the young lads that have come into the side. And, you know, it's disappointing to lose tonight, but we'll keep going next week.
And you've got still, when you know, without Leon or Carl, you've still got people out there driving the side forward. The name James Graham comes to mind. He doesn't shut up, does he?
Mate, no, he's a freak. You know, he just keeps coming, and you know, we're pleased to have players like that at this club. You know, people who, you know, give everything every week, and he leaves nothing out there. And you know, he's a credit to himself, and you know, he's certainly a good guy to play with.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, St Helens have lost here at Headingley. It's the third defeat in the last 4 away games. Remarkably, their only win in that sequence coming at league leaders Wigan. But as far as the Rhinos are concerned, 9 wins from the last 10 in League and Cup. These two will meet again, of course, in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup next month. But as far as the Super League's concerned, Leeds into the top 4.